Hey
Yo,
yo,
yo, yo,
welcome. We
yo,
back.
yo.
We back live. It's me and we got B in the building. We got my guy Champ in the building.
Yes,
It's the
sir.
Knicks world.
Let's
We are
get it.
back and live. Listen, man, we got
Let's
a
get
lot to
it.
talk about. Before we get right into it though, B, how you doing?
I'm feeling good. A little bit, got some recent news lately, which we'll discuss. It sucks a little bit, but I'm still feeling good. I'm still feeling good. We got a
Okay.
nice one against Miami, and the Miami pack always feels good.
Good, good, good. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. Champ, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, my guy. Optimistic about a lot of things. Saying new opportunities. That's what we
I
live
agree.
for.
I agree. I agree with the both of y'all. So, we had a we'll talk on the game on Miami real quick and then we'll get right into some of the things that happened. But right away, man, Shamit came in clutch. And listen, did what he
That's how we
should
start the
always do.
show.
This is how we're gonna
Shimmy.
start the show, man. Sham Wow. My guy Sham Wow. He
Okay.
was cooking and a lot of people had a lot of nasty and negative things to say about Landry Shamet, and he's
Talk
one of the
about it.
reasons. Listen, Clarkson gonna give you those buckets regardless. We needed every bucket that Clarkson gave us too.
Hmm
Yeah.
He's the quiet hero. But he's always gonna do his thing off the bench. But Shamet came and he was locked in and he showed all the emotion and dropping 36. I think the only other player to ever do that in a Knicks uniform off the bench is J.R. Smith, and he had 37.
Yes.
So,
Mm.
Landry Sham, wow, he came in very clutch. And he helped us get the win at home versus Miami. And unfortunately, guys, we lost OG. I think in the first 2 minutes of the game,
Yes.
4 minutes, something like that. Apparently, it was a hamstring. But we gutted out a win. Regardless, we had no Brunson, we had no OG, and we got that win. And I want to give a shout out to the team for rallying together. But give me your thoughts real quick. I'm gonna go to B first. B, how you feeling about Friday's win and also the unfortunate news of OG?
I just wanted to really quickly just touch on injuries because a lot of people seem to point the finger when it does happen. But I'm glad, not glad, I don't like to use the word because nobody likes to see anybody on their team go down. But I'm glad that there was an injury that happened late in the game and an injury that happened early in the game, just to show that injuries can happen at any time. It's no one's fault. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So OG, like you said, it was 5 minutes actually into the game, and he
Oh,
went
there you
down.
go.
And then Jalen, 2 minutes left, and he went down. It could happen at any point, any time of the game. So it's no one to point the finger at. It happens. It's a part of the game, and I'm glad that it happened early on in the season because OG is injury prone. So like I was telling Champ at one point, I rather he's due for injury at least a season, with
It's
knowing his
true.
history. He's gonna get injured at some point, knowing how
Yeah.
it goes. So I'm glad that we got it out the way early, and we will know how to manage it later as the season continues. And I do trust our staff this year. So it sucks, but it does give the opportunity for next man up. If you want to be a contender, you don't make excuses, you find ways. And this is a way for
Correct.
us to figure out who we need by the trade deadline to move or who we going to keep going forward. And this is the perfect opportunity to do it early. So this also gives people the opportunity to up the stock. A lot of people I think their stock went down because they haven't been playing or the summer league didn't show their best. Right now is a perfect opportunity to say, hey, this guy's actually pretty good. Would you like him instead? And we can get this guy. Or
That's right.
we like this guy and we're gonna go with him and keep it going. So OG's injury sucks. He's always been playing well, and it always sucks because it seems like he can get into the All Star game and then boom, there's an injury. So
Yeah.
next man up, and I think that's now a window for Mikhail to get into there. And again, a lot of people have been asking for a rookie, Diawara. There it is. Here's the opportunity. So we'll see. And we also see
See
like
if
a veteran.
coach. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a veteran like Landry Shamet. A lot of people knocked that signing, but Garrison Matthews Hugh, this is what we signed Landry Shamet for.
That's
He already
right.
knows what it takes to play in Madison Square Garden. A lot of people cannot handle that. So for him to know that right now OG's down, I need to step up, and he showed it. I love it. I love the opportunity. I'm excited to see who steps up with the minutes now available.
Word.
Um, and the Heat game, I loved it. I love the effort. I don't like the fact that we allowed 130 points, so we got to fix the defense just a little bit. But overall, I love the shooting. I love how Towns came out aggressive. I like how
Yeah.
the bench did what they were supposed to do. And I have no complaints about the game besides just gotta just tighten up the defense just a little
Tighten
bit.
up the defense. I agree. Listen, great take, B, on the injury, and then we're gonna get to Champ. But you know, again, you never wish anybody, even if the opposing teams in the league, you never wish injuries on any team on anybody. It's just at the end of the day, we want to see the best go up against the best, right?
Yes, yes,
And it's unfortunate, like you said, OG. Unfortunately, he's due for an injury every season, right? If you look at
yes.
his injury history, unfortunately, he looked like he was in great shape. Listen, he started out the season shooting out, and he was doing his thing on both ends of the floor.
Yes.
But like you guys said, well, like B said, but we've also spoke about it other days, champ, where sometimes these injuries, especially this early, is a blessing in disguise. And I said this in the live stream on Friday after the win. I said, listen, you never wish injuries on anybody, but if there was going to be an injury, it's okay now that
Yes.
Brunson, because listen, Brunson's due just same like OG. Brunson's going to get an ankle injury. It's just
Yes.
going to happen. Now, if I was on someone in his camp, I'd be like, listen, get those Steph Curry leg, ankle guards. You know what I'm
Ankle
saying?
guard. Yes.
Steph Curry has some serious ankle problems to the point
Yes.
where his career was on the line,
His first
and
two years, yeah.
he had to get ankle surgery a couple
Mhm.
times. Like he had
First
like,
two
and then
years,
he
yeah.
got those.
Fun
He
fact:
got
he actually won MVP and won the finals on a $10 million contract because of the ankle injury.
listen. There you go. And it just goes to
Mm.
show you, like I feel like those ankle guards, they did a huge thing, especially as a shooter, right?
Yeah.
Steph Curry's a deadly 3-point shooter. So what are guys gonna do? They're gonna try to go extra hard and close out on the three. You're gonna get prone, so guys fall underneath you, stepping on an ankle. It happens, right? So
Hmm.
Yeah.
Jalen, listen, man, you take your time getting back. We know that if Jalen could, like he said, Jalen's, and I quote, I believe he said, "If I can walk, I can play."
Amen.
And we know, listen, if he could walk and play, if he wanted to, he would play Monday. But listen, it's okay. You don't have to play versus Miami. It's okay. Take your time. No
We
need to
got
rush
this.
back. And OG, all right, man. It is what it is. I agree with your take, B, that this is the perfect time for if there's someone on that bench that needs to display their talent, needs to display how they can contribute. It doesn't take not just one or two guys, three guys to win a championship. It takes a collective group of guys. And Diawara's right there. Hey, listen, we might even need to tap in Tyler Kolek. What if, some guys get in foul trouble, right?
Yep.
This is in a little bit of minutes that you can show, listen, you can be productive. We have Miami Monday, we have Dallas Wednesday, and then we have the Orlando Magic again um at Orlando next Saturday. And so this is the time. These are the moments where you can show the coaching staff and you can show the world, hey, I can contribute. But champ, give me your thoughts on the injuries and how you feeling moving forward.
Blessing in disguise. See, the thing about injuries, the unfortunate part is that people get hurt.
Yeah.
So now you juggle roster and rotations and minutes because now you got to try to see what fits now. Because if you have your 1 through 5 and you have your 6 through 10, now you have to figure out, okay, well, now my 7 man got to move to the six because my 6 man got to be in the 1 to 3 spot because now I
Yeah.
have to I have to literally appease my starters and I have to put the best with them in there. But then I'm gonna be lacking on my bench.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll up this person's minutes and cut some of this minutes because this person probably can't play with this person or this person can't play this position. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like it's a lot of calculated things that they gotta work on.
Yeah.
But
Coaches have their work cut out.
Yep.
absolutely. But the beauty part is we can't sit there as a fan base and say we have a deep team, we have a deep roster, we have a deep rotation. And then when 1 or 2 people are out,
Yep.
we be like, damn, we're doom and gloom. What we gonna do? We're gonna go into that deep rotation that we've had.
Correct.
Like people don't understand. We just had a player drop 36 off the bench who technically really wasn't on the fucking team.
It's true. He was
Like
fighting
if
for a
you
roster
really,
spot.
if you like technically speaking, Shamit is the 15th man that dropped damn near
Technically.
40 off the bench.
And listen, if Malcolm Brogdon didn't retire, he probably would have gotten Shaman's spot.
Time to tell. No, he probably would have got fucking Palcom's spot. Remember, they only stayed because they were gonna move. They were gonna keep Shamit. They was gonna keep Brogdon. But they had to move either Palcom Daddier
You're right.
or
You're right.
Pollock and another
They had
player.
to, if they wanted to keep both of them, yeah. But yeah, I see
Right,
what you're saying. Yeah.
right. But honestly, again, here's the blessing in disguise. You have Jalen that's out. You have OG that's out. So now you got to figure out what you're going to do. I think Brogdon retiring, it didn't spare Kolick or Palcom. It more so just gave them or gave the organization more ammo to
Yeah.
hold out to the deadline because now you have some assets to move. Because we didn't have no assets to move. So even
Hmm.
if we would have moved those players just to fit Brogdon and to fit Shaman in the deadline, we still didn't have no moves to make unless we would have moved some of our core. Maybe Mitch, maybe Deuce. You know what I'm saying? Those were the names. Those were the names
Yeah, we're
that
out
were
there at the
being
time.
discussed.
Yes,
Absolutely.
to make space.
It
Yes.
But
just makes it right. I'm
now,
sorry.
and this is before we even played, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson is getting raved by Coach Mike Brown.
Yep.
9 rebounds offensive,
And
eight
listen, if he stayed
rebounds
out of foul
offensive.
trouble, who knows? He
Still
could
got
have
it.
had
Still
a
got it.
bigger stat line, right?
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing, bro. In foul trouble, meaning I'm barely in the game, I still get you 8 offensive rebounds.
Listen,
It's Mitch
listen,
Robinson.
yeah. I listen.
I'm
I
still
think
giving.
that he needs to play more, in my opinion. Right. I'm not saying
I
he needs to
feel
play
you.
30 minutes a night, but that
He
15
I
still
feel like
even
minutes.
that's
hasn't
going to
reached the
happen.
20-minute mark. So yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's
I
going to
just.
happen. I
Yeah,
feel like
I'm
that's going to
sorry to
happen
cut
down
you
the.
off.
No, you're good. You're good. I feel like it's going to happen down the line eventually.
Yeah.
But the fact that you could do that in limited minutes is insane.
Yeah.
You know, it's insane. I say that to say they played them ways to staying past the deadline, right? But now you have the Palcoms and the Koliks and the even Huckporties who have not. Now I think Kolik may stay. I
Yeah.
think he does serve a purpose now because of him getting the early minutes and how he was showcasing what he was doing in the early minutes,
Yeah.
especially with Jalen now coming off this ankle sprain or however you want to view, or even Deuce Brod who's having personal reasons he's stepping away. I don't think he's playing tomorrow because
It says
personal reasons
questionable.
again.
Yeah.
For personal reasons, he had personal reasons last year. I believe his grandma, R.I.P., had passed
Yeah.
or was going through something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So and I don't know what's happening tomorrow, but it said personal reasons again or
Yeah. So
whatever.
listen.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. If Deuce is out, Tyler's getting some run.
So right, so
Sure.
Tyler has been getting a shot end of
Yeah.
the day, and he's been making the most of his time. How
Mhm.
come Daddy doesn't get in the game?
Yeah. He doesn't get any
Diawara,
burn.
as much as I would love for him to get in the game, because he's a rookie and he's a second round pick rookie,
Yeah.
you have so much time to where I would love to use him, but I understand if you don't have to right now because
Yeah.
you're trying to fit what you can. Pacom
Yeah.
Daddy is not a first year rookie, and
Yeah.
he did get an opportunity, and he did stink up the joint. So and then, but outside of that, because Tibbs messed him up last year, you want to throw a dog a bone and give him some grace, right?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Hmm.
But because now we have no tradable assets, and he's right there at the tradable asset mark,
Yeah.
now you start to think, okay, we have a kid in Diawara. How come you are making some change? We want to bring some reinforcements in. We might have to move you.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of it. Because now it's about what are you producing? And at this point,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it from Palcom. Because I believe if
We
you
haven't
move
gotten a lot
forward,
of minutes from him, though, so we can't really say he's producing. I don't even remember him
for who?
playing Pacom Daddy.
Right. No, he tried. They tried in the preseason. I think he started like
Yeah,
one,
but
two
preseason you're
games.
not gonna get a sample size like that. Like you gotta, he's gotta play. He might be one of those players that needs a lot of time to
I
play.
get
Who
that,
knows?
but we don't have one. We don't have that much time,
Right.
and two, Kolick got the same type of look and was killing in that look.
Yeah, but first of all, I think Kolek has more experience, played in college, and I think what is it? Pacom, 18
He
years old.
played it. He played. Pacon
I think
played
he's
overseas
19
grown
now, but
men.
still young.
He's like
Pacon played
18
with
years old,
grown
18,
men.
19 years old. He's very young. I also don't think Pacom is a great shooter. I think
Terrible.
Kolek has a better shot than him, but also Kolek I think fits what the Knicks want to do more. You need somebody
Okay,
that can run the point with no Jalen, right?
that's Jalen's
Josh
successor,
Hart
right?
does it, right? Josh Hart does it, but you need someone else that can also, at the end of the day, listen, if Deuce doesn't play tomorrow, Tyler's going to play, and he fits what the Knicks are going to do. What do the Knicks want to do? They want to drive, they want to kick, they want to move the ball around. And
Run
what
the ball,
does
yeah,
Tyler?
move.
What does Tyler Kohler do the best? He moves the ball around. He's a great,
Still
like,
there.
yeah, facilitator, pass first point guard. That's what his bread and butter is. So I
I
agree.
don't know.
I think if McBride's out tomorrow, even if McBride does play, I think we might still get a good sample size of Kolek.
I think moving forward, deadline, you could kind of identify who is not playing and getting rotational minutes. You could
Yeah.
kind of like depict like, okay, they may be up for grabs in the deal or getting involved in the deal.
Yeah, I think we gotta wait and see because also with these guys out, these guys could also raise their draft stock, right? But
Mhm.
so we'll see in terms of the trade deadline. It's a long time away.
That's a very long time from now.
Yeah, in terms of the near future, what I'm referring to is the next month without
Yes,
OG Anunoby. We don't know when Jalen Brunson's coming back, but he doesn't need to rush
he'll be
back.
back in a week.
Yeah, I think he won't. I think maybe he'll come back Orlando, maybe.
I
Um,
de- I can definitely see Orlando. Yeah,
but if
It did
not
say
he
he
Orlando,
want
I
is
that
on.
mean,
get
He is
back.
taking the trip. So
He want that get back.
yeah, if he's gonna be on the road, listen, it wouldn't shock me if he goes to Dallas and wants to, turn up in Dallas. Like who knows, right? Jalen
I
Brunson,
feel,
he's so
I feel like
tough.
there's no point. There's no point
He
in him
has
going against Dallas.
no,
That's
there's no
lame. But
point of it. But Jalen Brunson's the type of guy where, like you said, like he said, if I can walk, I'm gonna play. Like he's not making excuses. He wants to be out there, regardless of now. Hopefully, the coaching staff says, "Hey, man, you don't have to rush back. We're good, man. Like it's okay." Like I said it before the season to you guys, and I don't care if we have that one seed or not. I care about the whole team being healthy going into the playoffs. And also that our team is meshing, right? Whatever philosophy, whatever we see it, Mike Brown is wants the ball to move, shoot three. That's the philosophy he wants to inject into the Knicks. I want to see that flowing right before we get into the playoffs, right? Everybody knows their role. We all know the rotations. And like B said, now is the best time because these two guys who play an important role in this team are out. Now you're really gonna see what you got on the bench. Like we're gonna see what we got in some of these guys. Like you said, Pacone, maybe he'll get burned, but I love Josh Hart's response in that game. He came to play, and if Josh Hart can just limit the turnovers, listen, man, you might not even see Cole because we know Josh can play high minutes. Now, what I like about Mike Brown is he's been limiting the minutes, but like we're losing guys to injury, so now is Mike Brown going to play every single guy? No, but some guys might get some extra run. And Josh Hart, we've seen him; he can play heavy minutes, but he's a great facilitator when he wants to be. Right when he's focused and he's locked in and he doesn't turn the ball over, he's dangerous and he sets guys up. And I expect Mikal to run a lot more. He's going to shoot a lot better, that's for sure.
but he
But
can
I
run the
don't. I'm
point.
not
He
worried
can
about
run
the
the point if he
defense.
wants. If he needs to.
Yeah, he'll run the point. I just don't. I think the offense will run better. Now, my question to you guys is, who should start? Tomorrow we have Miami tomorrow. Who would you start? What would be your starting lineup?
You definitely got to, if Mitch is there, you got to keep the Mitch and Cat
Okay.
backcourt. I mean front court, excuse me. You still have Mikel available. Landry Shamet has always been a starter and replacement to anybody being injured, so I don't see how Shamet
So
doesn't take
that
the start again. And
okay.
then with no Miles, you're going to probably go with Jordan Clarkson most likely. I don't see how Tyler Cole takes this position over Jordan Clarkson. With Jordan Clarkson pretty much playing starter minutes the last game, despite the
Yeah,
non-start. So I could see Jordan Clarkson taking that, and probably first man off the bench and finally just giving Yabusele the push to just go off for what Champ was saying. It is hard to tell who someone's complete. It's kind of like showing a highlight reel and then praising someone. You can't really show a highlight reel and go off of it. So just like you can't go off of somebody's couple minutes and say this is they're not good or they're not bad. So it's hard again to determine anybody who hasn't played consecutive minutes, consistent minutes. And Yabusele is one of those people. So I can also see this is an opportunity for Yabusele to step up. I see a lot of people
you're
trying to
right.
get rid of him already, and it's like I actually checked a bunch of his games. He hasn't played consistent games over 12 minutes. He goes from 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 6 minutes, 5, 4.
Yeah,
How can
yeah,
anybody get into a groove or get into any type of feel of the game if they're only playing a couple minutes and they're very sporadic? So I can see Yabusele being one of the main. Oh, I forget Josh Hart. Of course, Josh Hart is going to be the sixth man off the bench, but then
Yeah,
Yabusele being of a person. And the other person that has kind of we haven't really been seeing that we don't really talk about as much is Huck Porty.
of
I saw
course.
yeah,
Mitch and Towns needed some rest and Mitch get into foul trouble and them try to again run Yabusele at the 5, and I don't really care for that. I think we got to at some point make the move for a center or get Huck Porty into a position to be a backup center. And another thing I wanted to say, a lot of people like you said, um, injuries and all of a sudden we're not contenders. OKC came into this without one of their main things. It's kind of like Jalen. I think Jalen Williams plays the same role as OG and Anobi. They didn't at one point say they couldn't repeat. They figured it out and they had next man up, and that's all you've been seeing, these unknown names step up for OKC. And I think the same
Yeah,
thing with the New York Knicks, have that opportunity right now to do so.
I agree. I hope Yabusele can pull it together. Again, I think
Me too.
this is the opportunity to step up.
I would like to just see at least 2 games where he at least plays 15 to 20 minutes, and if he's stinking it up the court, then okay. But he has
Yeah,
I
yet to
think
play past 10
I
minutes.
think we're gonna see that in this week. You know, he's
I
gonna get more minutes.
I don't think Josh starts. I mean Josh, sorry. I don't think Jordan starts.
Yeah, I don't think
I
Jordan
think
So who
starts
would you
either.
start?
I
So who would
think
you start?
Kolik starts.
Okay.
Yeah, my line. Go ahead, Champ. You can go further. I'll follow you right after.
I think it's going to be Kolik.
Hmm.
It's going to be Shamit, Mikael, Cat, Mitch. I think the tape that you see from Kolik last year, with him and Mikael had a very nice duo tandem going on. I think that translates over here even more so. You have Mitchell Robinson to where Kolik's going to look for him on the pick and roll,
Yeah,
right? You still got Cat being the hub to where Tyler can be catch and shoot, or he can set Cat up. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, and then obviously you got Shamit that's going to be sparking all over perimeter. I
yeah.
feel like that helps Kolik development out because he has so many different weapons now that he can find and look for.
I I wouldn't mind Kolek starting because we got to see what he can really do, right?
Especially with Miami
But
having a young team too. So
but I'll tell you this: I don't think he's gonna start. I think Josh Hart gets to start. I think it's gonna be Josh Hart. I
at
think
the
it's
one,
gonna. Yeah, he
Now,
might run the
I think
point.
Mikel again. Mikel's
If
going to play the one.
Yeah, so if McBride is out, then I think if McBride's playing, then he's gonna start. If McBride is out, I think it's gonna be Josh, Mikel, excuse me, Josh, Shamit, Mikel, Cat, Mitch. That's gonna be the starting five, and then I think they're gonna keep Clarkson where he is because if they gotta let him, he might play starter minutes
that's what
anyway.
I'm
I think
thinking.
so they don't ruin his flow. Jordan Clark
Yeah,
is already he's already used to just I'm coming off the bench, I'm coming in the game to be that, and they might keep him in for longer minutes. Who knows, right? So, however, I think the philosophy, I think the reason why Hakaporti is not getting any burn is because they want to do this. Excuse me. They want to do this catch and shoot thing. They like they want somebody that could always shoot and spread the floor. Yabusele has he can shoot the three, but now on Friday I thought that for sure Hakapori was gonna get run because I'm like, there's no rim protection out there. Mitch has 4 fouls, whatever. I'm like, Yabusele's not a rim protector, right? I'm like, they need defense. There's nobody guarding the rim. So I said, all right, he's gonna get burned. He got no burn.
No.
I'm like, damn, bro, what's going on? I don't know what he did to get in the doghouse, but I think, like you said,
yeah.
B, I think Yabusele is gonna get more run, and we'll see what he can do. He's got to produce with these minutes. But I think Josh Hart for sure is gonna get the start. Josh, Mikel, Shamit, Towns, and Mitch. That's my starting five. And then I don't see why Clarkson doesn't get. I'm all for Clarkson should be the number two right behind. I think Clarkson, Shamit, and Towns. Those are your three guys who they have the green light. And I think when you play Cat, Shamit, and Clarkson together, that's the ultimate floor spacing, right? And then let's just say you add Mikel into that. That's even more floor spacing. And is
Yeah.
Mikel going to shoot as bad? I don't think so. I wouldn't.
No.
I'm not going to bet on that. Like if you ask me to bet on that, no, I think Mikel's gonna he's gonna make those shots. And when all these guys are making shots, now you can't double Carl Anthony Towns. Because now when Carl Anthony Towns is focused, when he drives, you try to bring help defender. Well, you have Mikel in the corner. You have Clarkson at the top of the key. You have this. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mm-hmm.
when these guys are making shots, it becomes like you have to stay with your man. Otherwise, we're gonna make you pay. And that's what we saw on Friday. Like these guys were making their shots. Now, if Mikel just made a couple more threes, right? Let's just say I don't remember how much he made. He didn't make a lot,
He did make three. He
but
did make three.
he made three. I
But
think it was
his mid
three.
range wasn't as
It was three of
as.
15 or something like that. Three of
Yeah,
12
it was
from
the
three
mid range
point.
that wasn't falling,
So if his 3 point shot, let's just say he made another
and he missed the open
four of
dunk.
those, three of those, right? The score is completely. It's a super blowout. Like so.
Yeah.
So that's my take on the starting five. I wouldn't mind Kolik. I think we need to see more from him. Now this is time to shine. I think he's gonna get burned regardless. Like they're gonna need to utilize him.
Yeah.
Um, But I think, listen, I wouldn't rush Jalen back. OG, it's gonna take time. I think they said what?
2 weeks and then
He,
he'll be reevaluated, so it might be another 3 weeks, maybe,
he,
probably.
yeah, and with OG's history, right, guys? I'm not rushing him back. Take your sweet time.
right
Mhm.
You
before
know,
Christmas.
Because
take
just that's another thing that I want us to remember too. A lot of people forget the luxury that we have now. We still have an all-star in the starting lineup. There was a time where the Knicks, if an all-star went down, there was no other all-star in the starting
That's
lineup. We
correct.
have a
No hope.
potential starting line all-star in the other lineup as well. I know Mikel is not quite there, and not all favorite player aside, he could potentially become an all-star this season. We actually have Karl Anthony Towns, and then we have a Mitch Robinson, a center who is just as good as any other starting center.
Yeah,
There wasn't a time that we had that luxury. So I think people need to remember that fact that you have to remember you can't say this without saying that. You keep saying we're deep, we're deep, we're deep, but then when two people fall, now all of a sudden we're not deep anymore. We are a deep roster. We have two six men off the bench. We have a guy named Landry Shamet who has been here before, who has played in many successful teams, has been into finals. Excuse me, Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. So
yeah. He's been to
we
the
have
finals. Been,
experience. Yes, experience is important. A lot of people forget, and luxury. We still have Carl Anthony Towns, and I think a lot of people seem to forget that we have another All Star in our starting lineup. And then a lot of people, when their 1 and 2 goes down, because I wouldn't even say OG's a two, but when their two top players go down, because
yeah,
he is one of our top players, they're now talking about tanking for the majority of the rest of the season. Right now, we're still in contention, and we can beat these three teams this week if we want to. So I just want to remind people of that, the luxury that we do have these days. And we all have been Knicks fans for a long time. I don't remember having that luxury at all. If Melo went down,
At all.
I was over. If Amari went down when he went down, it was over. And then you can't even think of the people in between until we got Jalen Brunson and Cat. So even when Randall went down, it was tough for us too. So
yeah,
um, relying on
Hmm.
RJ Barrett, no disrespect, but it was hard to rely on those guys without Randall. It was hard to rely on those guys.
yeah,
So I just think that don't look at the contracts no more. Don't look at the stats. Look at what we have and what they're able to do. And we have a guy who can still play defense at Mikel. We have a guy
correct.
who can facilitate in Josh Hart, who can also get rebounds and shoot the ball if he's. And he looks more comfortable, by the way. I do want to talk about that. He's no
Yes.
hesitation. He's just letting it fly again. So he looks like he got his groove back. We have an offensive demon in Mitch Robinson. And we have, again, a demon in Karl Anthony Towns. So I think some people just have to remember that luxury that we have and not take it for granted.
Yeah, I think we don't need to jump out the window as many people do, right? The
Nope.
same people who were saying, I don't know why Landry Sham is getting these minutes. Well, you got to sign an apology for him. Say sorry to Landry Shaman because, and that's why, like, you see a lot of people who pretend. Again, a lot of it is just how can I get clicks? How can I get people to like me being a negative Nancy about the team, brother? It's 2025. Either with the team or you're not, right? It's so easy to see if you have a narrative that you're trying to push. We're not about that division over here on the Knicks anymore. The Knicks have been a terrible franchise for so long. If you want to be negative, listen, root for the Pelicans. Root for another team.
Or Brooklyn Nets.
There you go. Join the Brooklyn Nets. Be negative over there, right? And this is a championship year, and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So, again, injuries are a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
However, I think tomorrow we can get the win versus
Yeah.
Miami.
I believe Bam is
Regardless
out
if
again, correct?
I'm not sure, but I was gonna say regardless if Bam plays, if Tyler Hero comes back, I really don't care. I
I don't
think
care either.
I really don't
They
care.
can have Alonzo Mourning. I don't care.
I don't think if Mitch plays better, plays smarter. I mean,
Yeah,
he's gonna
she'll get back.
dominate the glass. I think Mikel's gonna shoot better. So I
More,
think
he
Landry
gonna have more
Shaman has so
touches.
much confidence, and I think
He
that
gonna have more touches now.
Yeah.
Listen, if Cat can just continue to play high level IQ basketball, what I did like about Cat in that game is that he didn't remove himself from the game, right? He didn't
Mhm.
commit ticky tacky fouls that he normally does. He didn't, and listen, kudos to that, right? We need Cat to play like that with or without Jalen. You got to be smart, especially
Yes.
we saw in the playoffs last year. He was getting into a groove. He scored 10 points, but he had to get pulled. Why did he get pulled? Because he picked up 2 3 fouls in the first quarter, first half. Can't do that in a playoff game. So right now is when you develop those good habits, and I think we can get. the win today, tomorrow, and I think Dallas is a little bit more tougher challenge, but Dallas is, they're up and down, rocky, and at the end of the day, I think that that's a toss up. We can't win them all, but I think like you said, B earlier, I'm excited to see what these guys are gonna do. Listen, if Deuce could just figure it out, he hasn't been playing the best.
No,
So if Deuce can figure it out, if Deuce can just work through the funk, whatever's going on, that's another key body that can contribute big time to this team. And like Shamit, McBride, Towns, McHale, like we have plenty of guys who can contribute. Clarkson off the bench, Josh Hart's playing phenomenal. So I think that we can win tomorrow, and I think that Wednesday it's a toss up, right? I don't know, Dallas doesn't have a good record, but I still got respect for what they do over there. And
I can't take any team lightly in the NBA.
yeah, you can't. And then on Saturday we have to get that back in blood in Orlando. Orlando's beat up too. They lost Paulo, so but they're still
So
a
yeah, against us, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He listen, but at the end of the day, I don't know any Magic fans that are complaining. It's next man up, right? Franz
they
Wagner
have
is
bodies. They have
playing,
bodies.
right? They don't have Mo Wagner, right? They don't have Montero. They don't have They have the other guys that are stepping up that have to contribute. They were just in a dogfight with the Houston Rockets, so no excuses at the end of the day. I'm not sleeping. I think that the Knicks can still come out. And listen, I don't care about the number one seed. Health and make sure the team is gelling. And this is a perfect time, like we spoke about in this episode, that this is the opportunity for guys like maybe Diawara gets burned, maybe Hakaporti gets burned, Kolick, what you got? Like McBride, can you come back to us? We hope everything's good with your family or your personal life, whatever's going on. But we know what Deuce can do when he's locked in and he's focused. So I
I think
think,
my thing with Deuce really quickly. I think his issue, which is why I'm excited a little bit for this for Jalen Brunson right now. When I pray Deuce gets in back in before is I don't think he understands his role. I think his role would have been Jordan Clarkson if Jordan Clarkson wasn't here, the guy who comes off the bench and scores in bunches. Because we wasn't really known for Miles McBride to come in and facilitate. He comes in and he's gonna hit that big three, and he's gonna come in and get a couple threes. To be honest, I don't really. He's actually working on his mid game, and I like it. He's
yeah,
actually trying this season, but I think that's what we're struggling with right now with Miles. I think he realizes Jordan comes in and Jordan's the one that's going off, and where do I fit? So I'm
yeah,
excited for him to figure out what is it that I have to do to contribute to this team if it's not going to be scoring sometimes. Because even defensively, that's what he's known for, and I'm not seeing that crazy defense. And not that he's not playing good defense, because he is. It's just not coming up statistically. But if you're not going to score, be that defensive guy. Then, if you're not going to be the defensive scoring guy, facilitate a little bit more. And he did do that. By the way, I think he had 4 or 5 assists last game. So,
hmm
just consistency. I'm looking for him on something. If it's not going to be the scoring, be consistent in the defensive end. If it's not going to be those, be a little bit more facilitator. And I just think because Jordan Clarkson it came in and kind of took his spot, because once we realized that we weren't going forward with a couple of people. I think that's a lot where a lot of people realize, oh, Tibbs is gone. We now
yeah,
unlock Deuce, and Deuce could play a lot, and Deuce could come in and get those shots up. And we actually see the quite opposite. He's not getting as he's actually playing less minutes under Mike Brown than he did Tom Thibodeau.
hmm
And I think it's simply because Jordan Clarkson took his role, and I just want Miles to understand that there is other things that he is needed for, and he is capable. So I think that's the biggest issue with Miles that I'm excited to see him go forward with, to understand that if you're not shooting, it's okay because you are a pretty good defender and you aren't so bad at passing. Do I like him dribbling a lot? No, but he saw if he has to do it, he can.
No, I completely agree. My only pushback on that, well, not pushback, but me and Champ spoke about it. I think.
Yeah.
I don't even. It just looks like he looks lost out there, and I think what you said something that I've been saying too, B, is that it feels like he's trying to compete with Clarkson, and it's
Yes,
like Clarkson's been doing this his whole career. Like
exactly.
McBride, I don't even know what the age difference is, but McBride, and
He's in his
every
fourth or
time he
fifth
gets the
year.
ball, it's like he's so anxious and so rushing to just shoot the ball. It's like that's not the Deuce that I know. The Deuce is like he takes his time, he catches it, he shoots it, and
Yep.
it's a weird looking shot, but it goes in, right?
Slingshot,
And
slingshot.
yeah, and what I see him rushing. Like I got, I
Yeah.
got, I got to score, I got to score, and that's like that worries me a little bit. I said it in the live stream Friday. I said that worries me a little bit about McBride because it's like, bro, like Jalen's out, like you got to be the point guard. And yeah, I agree. I don't want him dribbling way too much, but he's like, I feel like he's just trying to compete with Clarkson. Like I got to do
Yeah.
what Clarkson does. Like I gotta. He's taking shots. Like he's not even getting separation in the mid range, and I'm like,
Hmm.
bro, like that's not even your shot like that, you know. So you know, that's how that goes. Listen, I hope he figures it out because if he figures it out, he adds another element to the squad that we need. Um, but yeah, man, let's go Knicks. We have Miami Monday, we have Dallas Wednesday, and then we have the Orlando Magic next Saturday. So three winnable games.
Yes.
Carl Anthony Towns is the number one option, and everybody else is gonna follow suit.
Yep.
I'm excited to see who else is gonna step up. B. Tell the people where they can find you, and then we'll get out of here.
Yes, let's get out of here. Next world. If you don't see me here, you see me at a KOT, and if not, on Twitter, Sporty Spice, SportySpice.
Shout out to you. She's always active on the timeline, and she's kicking ass and taking names all over the timeline. So if
Thank you,
she's
thank
coming
you.
at you, she's coming at you with some info or some fire or with just some positivity. So check her out on all platforms. My guy Champ, tell them where they can find you.
I think we lost champ.
Okay, we lost Champ. Um, Flyman
But check
Jones
out
is
our next world.
him.
All of us are there. You'll see all
Yeah,
our
yeah. Flyman Jones is his at name on Twitter. Um, he hosts the spaces during the half
yes,
times of
yes,
all
yes, he
games, so
does.
you can check him out there. I'm Nick's Jedi. I do a little bit of everything in terms of I just like to laugh for the most
Cool
part.
graphics,
But
cool graphics.
yeah, I just tried to, we do a little bit of everything. But it's a Knicks world. We're gonna be back with some more
We're just
content
living
this
it.
week. We're rooting for the Knicks, and we're excited to analyze and see. And listen, comment, give us, hit us in the DMs. We want to hear from you guys. We want to, talk some
I'm
Knicks
excited to see who,
basketball.
who's right about who's going to start tomorrow because we did all say different lineups. So
That's it. We had different lineups, so we're gonna see.
let's see.
So we'll come back to that. This should release probably sometime tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Tune in for the next episode, and we do live streams. Check us out, man. You guys have a great night. Let's go Knicks.
go. Peace out, Amp.